Big Talofa lover, and welcome back to the show this afternoon. Leiataualesa, Renate Rivers. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for having me, myself, and I today.
But yes, all tatu polkalame ole vaungangana. Ua le lava mai ia le tufine ya Maria. Yeah, ono nisi fu tutungia, but you have Leiataualesa and I to put up with for the next wee while as we go through Le Tato Polkalame o Le Vaongangana, which has been going, as I mentioned in the intro of our program this afternoon, for our third week, 3 weeks now, and it's a segment that I didn't know we needed, but now that we're doing, I thought, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah.
An opportunity for I was saying to the audience earlier, o upu e whaonga ia so uma, or we hear it a lot in everyday or everyday situations, but when we get to really sit down and delve into e whaonga ina, mawinga, it really opens your mind to some of the stuff that you're saying, or for me anyway, that you say on a daily. I'm like, man, beia sisele whaonga ina. So this has been really awesome. Tato porkalame leo le vaongangana. Ia leua le whaingoa le Upu Uiga Lasi. Vaongana Upu Uiga Lasi moving forward. We've had Aso, which was last week,
yeah.
Our revision from last week, o le upu leo le Aso, ia le whaongaina. Ma le whaowingaina I whaongaina ese. O le upu la for today, o le sui.
We've moved away from the A and we're going straight to the S.
Straight to the S. So we had Aso, le so. O le upu le Aso. The new word of the day is sui, meaning of the word sui in Samoan. What do we have here? As a verb, well, the most common use for us to swap or change.
Yeah.
Commonly used when, the example here, sui maile ta'avale. But I think in a more everyday, not every day do we get to go and sui the kavale.
Maybe not the kavale, but
the courtesy of wanting to sui the kavale, but sui o ofu, pe sui o la e.
Well, I hope so.
Please. Another one is sui o amio, which is what we get a lot.
Very aspirational.
Yes.
Suilo o langa.
Suilo o langa. It's the straight to the fatu ones we get from mum and dad growing up. Any other? That would be the kind of main whaongaina le upu sui.
Yeah, I guess as a verb, if we think about as a noun, when I think of sui, I think of just change.
Right.
Like money.
Yes.
Yes.
Especially coins.
Yeah.
Especially coins.
You send someone off to do your whaaka, and they say, awan ngalo sui.
I thought you may.
Oh.
Le ako le sui.
Fiu koe pala au.
Le koe pala au le sui, o lau o whai vai o le sui. So yes, change, tupe.
But isn't it funny how change is also, in English, change is in the money, and also change is in your change. Isn't it funny how both Samoan and the English polysemous. Let's try and drop this in every week.
Yes, polysemous. I wonder where that. Don't want to get too deep. Give a brain freeze my ear. Fasa lauya, mesil fa fongol tato tunu. But sui, and how that came about, change.
And so many meanings for it. So the way le sui, money.
Yeah.
Sui as in a change of what circumstances, I suppose.
Yeah.
What's the other sui?
Olisi sui. There's a good one here. So a representative or delegate.
Yes, true. Sui o le fono.
Sui o le fono. Yeah, o le sui faipule. Yeah, le o mai atu ia le whainga pālota le tātua tunuu and tō te lena I sui fōu.
Yep.
Ua tū lai mai I tofi o I tū mālo. So, someone who acts on behalf of others, such as in a meeting or a council, representative sui le nuu. Trying to think.
That also sounds very temporary. It doesn't really sound like a permanent thing.
Yes.
But in the context of when you use it, like, you know, officer Silio Purenga. It's just like it's a temporary.
That's a very good point. Tato mafofau in the different uses or explanations that we've had, like change. You know, again, hopefully it's not too mau, but it's a time sensitive thing.
Yeah.
Sui le nu'u. What else do we have here? Oh, yeah, substitute.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, substitute sounds like when I think about it, that's quite apt.
Yeah.
A substitute, which it's not, it's impermanent. So yeah. Anyway,
a change. Yeah. No, you're right. The other one we have, Sui is the name of a person. I have an Auntie Sui. Hopefully you're listening in this afternoon. Hi, Auntie Sui. From church.
How's your Thursday, Auntie Sui?
Yeah. Hi, Sui. Okay, Lord, gaming. Yeah, as a left, right side. No. Temine laita penda ya le fale ainga mo le mato. Ta longa le mato e kalesia lai fai nei. So every Thursday, Auntie Sui is part of the kitchen team is sewing this up a sui and the salaki pakeka for the fale ainga for our house happening tonight. So if you are listening in, alofa tu sui, ya mana o kuka. Anyway, back to sui. Oh, this is a fun one. I mean, to mix. To mix or pre-mix or let's say an alcoholic drink, but it can be any kind of drink, right? Sui maise me malosi.
Yeah.
Again, the time stamp on it. There's a
when I think sui maise or something like, it's like, well, I always think of alcohol, which we probably. I mean, we're not encouraging that.
Of course.
No, of course not.
But naturally, it's the use.
But it's funny when you think about it. What does that mean? Like, make me a drink? Or mix me a... So it has to be a mix.
It has to be mixed.
Like two things mixed together, at least at the minimum.
True.
Instead of like, you wouldn't ask, sui melao, like a beer is a beer. Whereas it would be like, sui melao ming would be, you'd know it's like a Coke and Sprite. And a Fanta.
And a strong beverage. O te peo le ava. Le ava le I whaonga I te meo lofi. Sui e iei le sui ava. Tangata e sui le wha. To water down.
Dilute. Yeah.
Pea palu le ava te meo ava whilo inga. Is another use mo le sui. If anyone is listening in this afternoon, a whai olo whafonga mail tātua tunuu ia pe te sila fia ia se isi fui whaonga ino le tātou upu mo le tātou purkalame le vaungana o valu se lau o lima tolu tasi o valu se lau o lima tolu tasi o 100-000-531. If you know of any other uses for our word of the day, which is sui, we've got change in terms of monetary change, changing in terms of clothing, or a switch, a swap or a change. We've also got sui as a representative or a role or a delegate. Also sui is in the substitute. That's essentially
same thing.
Replacement. Yeah, mali ngoa suafa se te masan yai.
I was just thinking about sui lea la e clothing. It's funny how it can be both the verb and the noun. Like always sui, that's to go and physically change. Or it's almost so sui, which are the actual clothes.
True. There were casual. Maybe casual is probably not the right word, but what? Or maybe Like, well, wha casual I tātou le, wha casual too low. But you know what I mean, right? Like, le, I'm so sweet,
Yeah.
Wa vea, wa sui tātou, sorry? Wa sui tātou ia le upu lea, whaongai no, ofu pula ai, to,
So the upu ale le sui wa whaonga for almost anything, like was it ira manava, you have like a full on change of clothes or just oh gosh, now I want to look into this more.
Yeah. I don't know ia nisi o matua lo. You know, because a lot of the words like we've had in the past upu transliterations upu no pe upu e whaliu sao mai ai le ia teipeo le kuka cook or
what do they call that? Transliteration.
Po whela e mafua mai ai le po whea na iaia le mafu whaunga ma whina ngalo fo ia sa you know ta fausia tatonga ngana to use sui for change. I mean, it's not a word that you can easily attribute and break down and be like, oh yeah, that's why they called it sui.
Yeah. I think for tūlanga we have to consider language always evolves. So whatever original meaning makwa isui ar kai
tele swinga it could be
so now it's just going to get like probably in another 50 to 100 years what is it for early you know the definition of sui and will be like some other meanings for it so
sui whaingai tū mawhawa sorry but it's true we hear it a lot but the irony in the word for today and the I myself sui whaingai tū mawhawa is that it is forever changing whether we like it or not. Any other uses that you can think of?
Man, I can't even think of any other. For sui, we already mentioned. There's probably a Matai name out there. Maybe just, I'm not sure. If anyone wants to correct, please.
I understand that there is a fa tulo pe fa pe se ia lo ia fa matalaina e ia le sua fa matai mai le fio anga o le va I think o le suitauloa is I believe
one word
okay one as a name so fa matai mai le fio anga le o le va and that's the only sui.
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty then if we're looking at it that way.
Sui kia? Oh, I mean that's another, not a name, but you know, the way to describe a manual car.
True.
Because what would be, okay, this is probably going a bit offside.
Yeah,
what would manual be if we're in the context of a car?
I guess because a car is basically a modern concept for us in Samoa. It's not like it's 1,000 years old in Samoa. All I know is it's ta'avale. Ta'avale suikia is manual.
Defining the car by the okomeki, the automatic. Ole whawinga ina ole ta'avale suikia, ole manual, ole ta'avale manual transmission. Oh God, ko whali niu ka kole manual transmission. But wo whaongai tātou le the action and that is used to operate the car, if that's that correct. Le ta'avale suikia. Ki suiki. I think that's what it's and guitar. Guitar, a certain kind of way to play guitar and ingi.
Okay.
It's not your normal standard tuning. So le ki. I'm sure I should know this as a musician. I'm failing right now.
I'll sing it over to you because I am.
Ole ki sui ki. Le ingi. For le ingi. The type of way to play the guitar, but it's the tuning. Ele ole ki masani ele ki tara ia ole sui le ki fa faingo fie ona without getting too technical. But
what's the English for that?
It would be an equivalent to like open tuning.
Okay.
For those who see Opetaya Foai, who's the player, the lead, the head of Te Waka, he plays a lot of open tuning guitars. Well, a lot of his songs are written in open tuning. Even if you don't place a finger, you can strum and it's in tune, it's in a key. And then you don't have to play full chords, you can just ingi, certain notes and it'll still sound. Lela yele ki sui ki, I think it's
ki sui ki. Is this a Pacifica only thing, do you think? Or
well,
can we claim it?
Yeah, my ethnomusicology friends are gonna butcher me for this, and I'm sorry. But no, I think open tuning is not specific to Pacifica. Well, Kisui Ki anyway, I think has its own tuning, but open tuning in general, tofu lava areas of the world with their own kind of tuning, and it's again the irony. It's an evolving thing. People testing different kinds of open tunings nowadays, different from your standard open tunings from back in the day.
That's the first time I've heard that. Ki sui ki.
Ki sui ki.
So I mean, I guess in that context, it's the sui in that is what, changing, changing.
Yeah, it's the changing of the ole swinga or wawa kitara to a certain sound in order to play the guitar. I need to go back and brush up on my ethnomusicology there.
What is the translation of wawa?
String.
For string, it's just string.
Yeah.
You can like, wawa kikala, etc. But it's like, I wonder what the... Okay.
Well, it's interesting. And I know we're
diverging, but
but I think it's a cool, like when we think about wawa Latino, si tulo maso mo wawa, veins, ole, what's the word? Yeah, the muscles. Wawa. Because when you see it on Kemiao biologist, you see like it's a very stringy. When they do diagrams, it looks very stringy. Maybe that's where the...
How interesting. I wonder what, where it came from. Who decided back in the day?
We're going to call this wawa.
It's going to be Yeah. Wow. The arteries.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that we haven't actually... hit any food topics.
We haven't.
Can you believe it?
This is a milestone. The closest we got, was premix. But
that's
that's ole tato upula mole Upu Uiga Lasi, po le vaungangana mole nei oli, and hopefully our sister Maria is tuning in. If you are, hope you're well, sis. We can recap on Sui next week. But thank you for today. Yeah, thank you. Hopefully we'll have Maria back in the studio next week with more. And like I said, tahau il te mio sola, il whaafonga anga il tātou atino. Il tātou por kalame, matala lama il tātou leina. Iei nisi e fia whaasoa. Ia I le upu le aso. Ia po se upu foi ua mai ona sui ma langa mai il tātou por kalame. Ia le popo fou il tātou por kalame. The program is in its infancy, and so we're open to any sharings or any corrections as well. O le tātou vae fau whātasi. I le tau mati ina ma le tau whamasani le tātou ngangana Samoa. But thank you, Leiataualesa, for this afternoon.
Thank you, Lisa.
Looking forward to
little interaction here. This was fun.
Looking forward to next week. Nei se kone ana tale o le tu la e wha. Tale tu la e wha o na winatu lea o tātou talafou mai vai whanua ile ngangana Samoa.